Chapter 37. The chapter of orders, containing 80 verses, written at Mecca. In the name of God, gracious and merciful, I swear by the orders of unfallen angels that worship God and attend his commands, by them that hinder men to obey the devil, and by them that read and meditate on Al-Quran, that your God is one sole God, Lord of the heaven and the earth, and of all that is between them. He is Lord of the west and of the east. We adorn the heaven and the earth with planets, and have kept them safe from the malice of the devils. They cannot hear what is spoken in the firmament. They are shamefully driven away on all sides, and shall be eternally tormented. If they hear anything spoken, they hear it greedily and follow it speedily. But the shining planet pursueth them, and detecteth their malice. The wicked have demanded if we create anything more illustrious than they. Certainly we created them all of the dust of the earth. Thou art amazed at their blasphemies. They deride thy amazement, and shall never be converted. When they shall see miracles, they shall scoff and say that it is but manifest. Magic to believe that they shall die, and after being earth, bones, and dust, they shall rise again. With their fathers and predecessors, say unto them that they shall rise again, and that they are seduced from the right way, that the world shall be but once destroyed, and they shall see what will befall them at the day of judgment. They shall that day say, they are wretched, and the angel shall say unto them, behold the day of judgment, behold the day that the godly shall be separated from the wicked, behold the day which ye would not. Believe. It shall be said to thee, lightnings, angels, gather them together, assemble their wives and their idols' partners, put them into the way of hell, and slay them to give an account of their deportments, and why their idols do not succor them. Certainly they shall desire to be in the number of them that have obeyed God's commandments. They shall quarrel among them, and shall say, it is you that have seduced us from the right way. Through your oaths ye swore that ye followed the law of God and observed his commandments. They shall answer on the contrary, we have no power over you. You and yourselves were in manifest error. The word of God shall be accomplished against us, and we shall for company suffer the torments of hell. If we seduced you, we were likewise seduced, and we shall this day be your companions in punishment. And that day shall the wicked be in the manner afflicted. They become insolent on earth, when it is told them that there is but one God, and say, shall we abandon our gods for a foolish and lying poet? On the contrary, he teacheth you the truth, as did the prophets that were before him. Ye shall be chastised and entreated according to your demerits. Such as shall obey God's commandments shall have a place of safety wherein to rest, with all sorts of fruits, in pleasant gardens, sitting orderly on delicious beds, with glasses full of a drink, pleasing to the taste, which shall not make them drunk, their wives, white as fresh eggs. They're white in terms of clean. As fresh eggs, I thought it was like pale grapes. But shall not cast an eye upon any, but upon them they shall talk together, and one among them shall say, I had on earth a companion who asked me if I believed in the resurrection, and if, after being reduced to earth, bones and dust, we shall rise again. Come with me, let us go see what he doth. He shall see him in the bottom of hell, and shall say unto him, My God, it wanteth little, but that thou hadst seduced me. Without the grace of God, I had been damned as thou art. We are not in the number of the dead. We shall not suffer any pain. On the contrary, we are in exceeding great happiness. And thus are the righteous rewarded, who are the more happy. They who are in our felicity are such as are near to Sakon. Sakum is the stifling stuffiness, difficult to swallow, sort of. The tree of hell. This tree cometh out of the bottom of hell. It riseth high, and the branches themselves resemble the heads of devils. The damned shall eat of the fruit thereof. They shall drink boiling water, and hell shall be the place of their habitation. Their fathers were misbelievers. They followed their footsteps, and the way of them that were seduced before them. We sent unto them preachers whom they refused to hear, but consider what was the end of the righteous, and that of the wicked. We saved Noah, and gave grace to such as obeyed him. We delivered him with his family from a great danger, and perpetuated his progeny. He shall be praised of all them that shall come after him, because we gave him our blessing. Thus do I recompense the righteous. He was in the number of them that obeyed my commandments. We saved him, and them that followed him, and drowned the misbelievers. Remember Abraham, God gave him an heart free from impiety and malice. He said to his father and his people, Wherefore worship ye false gods instead of the true God? Think ye to escape the punishment of your crimes? Then he had a vision in heaven and said, I am sick of your idolatry. This association is more than just idolatry. I mean, it includes more than that. So it's condemning more than that. They departed from him with the purpose to be converted, and empty the temple of idols of their treasures. He said to the idols, Wherefore eat ye not the sacrifices that are before you? Wherefore speak ye not, and give them a great blow, and gave them a great blow with his right hand. The people came together with wrath, because he had stricken what they considered to be their gods. He said unto them, Will ye worship the works of your hands? Know ye not that it is God that created you? Then they said among them, Let us build a great pile, and put fire to it, and cast Abraham into the fire. They conspired against him, but we rendered them ashamed and confounded. Abraham said unto them, I go towards my Lord. He shall guide me into the way of salvation. Lord, give me a son. that may be in the number of the righteous. We declared to him that he should have a son, exceeding wise. When he arrived 2 years of discretion, he said unto him, My son, I dreamed this night that I must sacrifice thee. What wilt thou that I do? He replied, My father, do what is commanded you. Ye shall find me full of patience. When his father laid him on the ground and put the knife nigh unto his throat, we said unto him, O Abraham, it is enough. Thou hast satisfied thy vision. Thus do I entreat the righteous. Thus were we wont to prove them. We redeemed his son with a fair ram. He shall be praised of posterity, and those that shall come after him shall bless his memory. Thus do I reward the righteous. He was in the number of them that obey my commandments. We declared to him that he should have a son called Isaac. Because Ishmael was the firstborn. Even in the Bible indicates that Ishmael was the firstborn. From whom should issue many believers and unbelievers. Certainly we gave our grace to Moses and Aaron. We delivered them with their followers from an evident peril. We protected them, and they were in the number of the victorious. We gave them the book full of light and conducted them into the right way. They shall be praised in ages to come, and posterity shall bless their memory. Thus do I recompense the righteous. They were in the number of them that obeyed my commandments. Elias is in the number of my prophets and apostles. He said unto the people, Wherefore fear ye not God? Wherefore worship ye the idol Baal, and forsake the creator of the world? God is your Lord and the Lord of your predecessors. They introduced him and were condemned to the fire of hell. Except such among them as obeyed my commandments, we left his memory happy to posterity. Thus I reward the righteous. Was in the number of them that obeyed my commandments. Lot was in the number of my prophets and apostles. Remember thou how we delivered him and his family from evident peril, except his wife, who remained among them that were chastised. Having saved him, we destroyed the wicked. And they saw in the morning the footsteps of the ruin that befell them the night before. Will ye not understand this miracle? Jonas was in the number of the prophets. Remember thou that he fled in a ship, and it was the cause of evil to the sailors. He was swallowed of a whale. Had he not repented of his fault, he should have continued in the belly of that fish until the day of judgment. It's a miracle that way. We cast him on the shore, extremely feeble. We covered him with leaves of filbert and sent him to preach to more than 100,000 persons that we reconverted, whose disease we deferred until the time appointed. The misbelievers have demanded if thy Lord hath daughters as they have sons. Did we create the unfallen angels, male and female, in their presence? They lie when they say that God hath a son, yet desired to have daughters. Hath he desired to have daughters rather than sons? How can you thus blaspheme? Consider ye not that he is God alone without children? Have ye any reason or authority to speak in this manner? Bring your arguments, produce your reason, if ye are true. The misbelievers have said that the angels were of the lineage of God, but the unfallen angels well know that the misbelievers shall be damned because of their blasphemies. Praise be God, he hath neither son nor daughter, other than the righteous that worship him and obey his commandments. You with your idols partners, cannot escape the punishment of your sins, mistakes. Ye shall be condemned to the fire of hell. There is none among the unfallen angels that knoweth not his place and his order in paradise, to praise and worship his divine majesty. If the misbelievers say we observe the religion of our predecessors, we are in the right way, say unto them that if they believe not in Al-Quran, they shall in fine in sin know their incredulity. We have promised protection to believers and prophets. They shall be protected and victorious. Depart for a time from the wicked, consider how God punisheth them. They shall feel the punishment of their impiety. Will they cast themselves headlong in the torments of hell? Assuredly they will be astonished when they shall feel them. Depart from their company and consider that they shall not be able to escape the punishment of their crimes. Praise thy Lord, the Lord of power and greatness above the wicked. Salvation be to the prophets and eternal praise to the God of the universe. And an interesting thing about chapter 37, does it say the dream that Abraham had was God? No. God came and kept him as one of the righteous and told him to do something else instead of this dream that he had. And so just like certain details of the Bible make more the most sense, Ishmael was older than Isaac, and Ishmael was the one who the dream was thought to be about. In the Bible, it makes it sound like Isaac was still alive, was alive at that point, but Isaac was just a toddler. And so you're going mountain climbing and hunting with your toddler versus your teenage son. That doesn't make any sense. And there are other aspects about that story that make it sound like he tried to artificially make Isaac the oldest son or the only son or something, and they didn't quite, didn't fully edit it out what was difficult. And this chapter 37 about exorcism, well, the cutting out, the distinguishing of the believers, those who believe and do good deeds are not in the position of those, whatever. So the Quran's different than a lot of texts because it talks about the day of judgment. It talks about the hellfire and that sort of stuff, but it doesn't talk about that by itself. It can talk about the paradise and that sort of, and the good in life and that sort of thing by itself, but it doesn't talk about the hellfire by itself.